Hi, my name is Patricia Leach, and I'm going to be talking about the art and the lives of Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo at the Academy of Lifelong Learning. I am a recently retired museum director, having worked for the last 42 years in a variety of museums, mostly in California, one in Nashville, Tennessee, and most recently, the last 17 and a half years at the Watka Museum in Bellingham, Washington. I've had the wonderful privilege of being able to curate several great shows in my career, principally focusing on early California art, Chicano art, and Mexican art. So in this class, we're going to take a look at the work of both Kahlo and Rivera, and we're going to start with how the Mexican Revolution had profoundly affected both of these artists' lives and their political beliefs, which instilled a passion for the people of Mexico. Most of these people had suffered under the 34-year regime of really dictator Porfirio Diaz, and we'll look at that, and we'll look at the early development of both artists' careers. We'll examine their artwork and compare and contrast them because they're both very different from one another. And we'll also look at some of the relationships that they had throughout their career, which influenced and affected their work. Also including the tumultuous relationship of the marriage of these two artists. Diego Rivera is born in Guanajuato in 1886, but really educated in Mexico City after his family moves there when he's a young boy. And really, the work that we're familiar with is the work that occurs after he goes to Europe and after he comes to Mexico after the revolution. He's invited to come and participate in a national mural project by the new Ministry of Education, Jose Vasconcelos, under the newly elected president, Obregon. And that's principally the work that we're going to be looking at in this course, including the mural work in the United States and some of the controversies surrounding those. Diego Rivera leaves Mexico and goes to Europe beginning in 1907. And 1907 is the year that Frida Kahlo is born in Coyoacan, Mexico, a suburb of Mexico City. So she's 20 years younger than Diego Rivera. She is also educated in Mexico City. She's accepted into the prestigious National Preparatory School and graduates from that. Tragically, when she's 6, she contracts polio. And then when she's 18, she's in that horrible crash on the bus with the electric trolley car, which was devastating and catastrophic for her and really caused pain and suffering for the duration of her life. And it's really the convalescence of after the crash and the time that it took, that is really where her art career and her artwork begins. And we're going to take a look at that, what was going through her mind when she started it and what stayed with her for the duration of her life. I want to leave you with one little anecdotal tidbit, and that is when Frida was in Mexico City at the National Preparatory School, she made friends with a small group of people, 7 boys and 2 other girls, and they called themselves the Cachucas, named after the caps that they all wore at the school. And they were known as the brains, but also as the mischievous group of the school. And they were terribly irreverent and like to do pranks. Well, Frida herself actually did a prank while she was at the school, and this was on a muralist who happened to be Diego Rivera, coming back to Mexico under the Vasconcelos mural project, and he's working on a mural at the school. He's up on the scaffolding, and he makes himself a basket of lunch, and Frida sneaks in and takes some of the food. Well, later on, Rivera remembers this. He has no idea who the culprit was. And of course, little would he know that that culprit would become his third wife. So there are lots of stories that I have to share with you about the two, about their artwork, and I hope that I can entice you to sign up to take this class. Thank you so much.